Hello and welcome to the new Buzzwick Podcast. This is episode 5 with Simon.
And Tyler.
Episode 5,
Big,
here we are.
Big episode today.
Big episode.
Week. I can't believe we've been doing this for over a month already, Simon.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind on this upload, but you know what? Big news today, so,
Yeah, there is a lot of news today, and,
yeah, lots of news. So, yeah, big news. Big news today, Tyler. There's been a lot of big news this week.
Yeah.
Both in our province and across Canada, and especially worldwide. So, why don't we just jump right into it? So, first thing on our list this week is New Brunswick and their new cases. So, in the Campbellton region up north, there was this one doctor, and they left.
Nurse.
Yes,
Don't even call him a doctor. I call him a criminal.
Yeah, so this nurse left and went to Quebec on personal reasons.
And then he said he said he was going there to do work, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the report is? And then he lies to them, says he's an essential worker, goes across, gets it, and brings it back, and infects 8 other people.
Yes. And he's been in contact with like 150 people so far they traced back.
That's a lot.
I mean, this is north, this is 8 hours away from us?
I don't know if you've been to Campbellton, but I have, right? Have you been to Campbellton?
I haven't.
Yeah, it's a pretty small place, It's not the biggest place. Everybody goes to the same area.
6,000?
There's only a few grocery stores and a few things. Everybody goes to the same places, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, it's not a good situation over there.
Well, no, definitely not. And, it raises, red flags about people being honest when they re-enter, the province stuff about isolation and that. But, definitely his license has been suspended for practicing in New Brunswick, and personally I think it should be just taken away and shouldn't be able to practice in Canada.
Okay.
If you can't make that judgment call, you should just not be able to practice at all.
You should know best if you're a friggin' health official. You should know best to self-isolate and to not lie to the friggin' people who are trying to keep our province safe.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And Quebec safe.
Yeah. That's
and it really saddens me to know that somebody would do that intentionally and then not self-isolate because they're probably thinking, oh yeah, what are the chances, right? Yeah, well, look what you did, honestly.
Yeah, and so there's 2 people over the age of 90 and 1 person in a nursing home, one of the healthcare workers in a nursing home.
In a daycare, wasn't there? A kid in a daycare got it?
Yeah, that was the first case last week. And
yeah, but did it turn out that he got it from this nurse?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what it'd be from.
So this nurse has 700,000 people against him. The whole province is very upset by this.
Mm-hmm.
And
just when things started to go back to normal, and then this happens.
Well, the Campbellton region, so the province is divided up into 5 or 6 different medical regions?
6, I think.
Yeah,
maybe?
So their zone, which I think is zone 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah, pretty sure.
Is back into the yellow phase, or the 2-person bubble phase, where the rest of the province can interact with.
Yeah, which is good that they didn't just shut the whole province down again, and just that portion of it,
Yeah, because that obviously orange phase stressed a lot of people out, and still a lot of people are stressed out right now. But being able to see close friends and relatives obviously helps a lot. And,
it alleviates all of that.
Mm-hmm. So definitely I think the yellow phase is a good step because people are able to see their close friends, and usually close friends being under 10 people, right? So that's kind of a good thing, and being able to interact with them and stuff. But definitely there's a lot of safety measures in place when you're out in public, which is a good thing. So I think there's a good balance there. But I think what they'll do now is based on zone to zone what the situation is, which I think is a good thing for keeping people's hopes up and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. He's under investigation, obviously by the RCMP, and there could be charges pressed against him.
I think there should be. Personally, I think there should be.
There definitely should be, and like obviously.
I'm thinking charges as in he should go to jail.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. There's fines being presented to him, like investigations for fines and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. It's definitely not going to be good for him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The whole government's onto him, so. Across Canada, things are shaping up pretty well coronavirus-wise, I guess. Like, relatively to how it was, I think we've
it's slowing down.
made it over that peak of at least this first wave.
Mm-hmm.
And
hopefully the only wave.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hopefully the only wave, but they're expecting a second one. But like obviously,
what, like October?
Yeah,
around then, wasn't it? Yeah.
So they're, definitely like this person like getting involved into Quebec and stuff like this, not helpful by any means. But education-wise in our province, I've heard several things about our schooling. So we could do it all from home next year. We could do it part-time at school, part-time at home. Or we could all go back to school with, plexiglass everywhere and like directional, like social distancing measures, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like if I don't, and like wearing masks and stuff at school, like I don't know how I feel about that.
Baseball in New Brunswick here, they sent out on their website. They have a whole list of new rules and regulations for the upcoming baseball season. It looks like they're gonna try to have one, so I'm pretty excited about that. There's surprisingly not much rule changes for the game, but there's a lot about how many people can attend and where players have to be, and umpires and everything,
Yeah, so definitely like something like baseball where it's low contact. They could definitely run something like that. But like,
and they said they're going to.
Yeah, they're gonna try. That's like junior baseball, isn't it? Like under 18.
Yeah, and this would be this would be starting around July, I think, is when they said. So who knows, right?
Right now. I know that the senior league is canceled for the entire year. There's too much risk.
Yeah.
I heard about that. So the seniors baseball league has been canceled, but junior
and all the fields in St. John are closed. All baseball fields and
Rosse and Quispam just opened theirs, I think, over the weekend.
Yes, they did. So while ours are open, theirs are closed. So we're probably going to see a lot of people coming over here to play different sports and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which I mean, there's definitely like it's not going to ever be the same again. But getting back outside and playing sports like usual, I think it's a good step.
Yeah.
But I dare say we'll be doing grade 12 from home next year, Tyler. If I'm being honest with you.
I hope not. I really hope not.
I mean, at least I don't want to have. Yeah, I don't know.
As much fun as it be, I don't want to have a Minecraft graduation. So.
We've had a Minecraft birthday, so.
That's true. You had a Minecraft birthday.
I had a Minecraft birthday. That was fun.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't mind some of the classes, but like, there's still like that social aspect, I guess, that I'd miss a lot. Like seeing mostly like, I don't know, teachers and seeing like some of the students and stuff. But I mean, there's some aspects that I wouldn't miss. There's some aspects of being at school that I don't miss right now with being at home.
Yeah. Like, I've got a question for you, Simon. I'm going to ask if you know. What happens to all the shop classes? What do they give for assignments right now? Do you actually know?
I don't know because I'm not taking shop right now, but I know probably for automotive you could do a lot. Like, there's bookwork in shop classes.
Yeah,
so it's definitely like laying that on heavy and sending out videos probably. But I know for automotive classes there's a lot of stuff you can do. But for like wood shop and metal shop, like metals fab and stuff, like those classes are more dependent on the shop. As far as my knowledge, I know I'm mostly automotive.
So much stuff in there. It's not like people have that stuff in their house.
I mean, I have some of the stuff, but not all of it, right? Like,
yeah, I don't have any.
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to like the carpentry side of things, the wood shop, and obviously the metal shop, I think those are harder courses because there's only so much you can teach bookwork wise. But like automotive, there's like stories on constantly developing and different things and all that. So that's a class that you could definitely continue at home and online, even though you do lose that hands-on experience. But definitely, so the automotive shop and it would be easy, but the like carpentry and wood shop and metals fab and processing would be more difficult for sure, because you can only talk so much about those things. So whereas automotive's like constantly developing.
Up, then. If it's going to be at home, I wonder what they're going to do. We'll have to see. Time will tell, huh?
I think they might be cutting some courses just in case that they have to, like cutting some of the courses just in case they.
Does that mean basketball's going to be cut?
I'd like to see that. That would be a fun class to see run. Like, I don't know, it's a very specific class, so we'll see.
Yeah, I doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah. All right, let's move on. I think we've talked about this stuff enough. We'll transition here over to some Canadian news.
Yeah, so I heard this one on the radio there the other day. So Justin Trudeau is trying to get Canada on the UN Security Council. So, I'm surprised when I heard that Canada wasn't on the Security Council. Because considering how much we're involved in peacekeeping missions.
Yeah.
And I found that really weird. Personally, I don't know. I just found that interesting that we weren't on it, and we're competing with I think it's Norway, I think, and some other countries for some Western representative or something on the Security Council. But I think we should definitely get it because of our our involvement in UN peacekeeping and stuff like that.
Norway and Ireland.
Yeah. So I'm not saying those countries don't deserve it. I'm just thinking, from my perspective, how much we've been involved.
I'm just saying we deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it was something interesting considering how, not fourth putting, but how involved we are and how devoted. I think that's probably devoted we are towards peacekeeping and stuff like that and security. So definitely, I don't know. That's something interesting I heard on the radio. It's not big news, but I guess it's kind of big news, but not really. At the same time,
what's going on over in Minnesota right now?
I'd change that to the U.S. right now, Tyler. If I'm honest with you,
because it has.
It's spread.
And that's actually our next thing we're talking about here. Is all the riots and everything going on in the United States right now. Pretty sad scene of events, and then a pretty sad response. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a sad response. Tyler, why don't you give us a little bit of background here on the situation?
Well, George Floyd was... Oh, what was he doing?
He was trying to buy something, wasn't he?
I think he had...
I think it was he had... It was like a counterfeit bill, wasn't it?
Yeah, so George Floyd, he thing with a counterfeit bill is, I'm pretty sure, the story, and the police were very, very, very abusive, and it's a horrifying incident. And actually, they put a knee on his neck. If you haven't seen it by now, really, I think you're living under a rock. It's all over the news everywhere. And he had a heart attack as well while that was going on, and that's what he died from. But it was led to all the trauma and everything going on, like when he was holding onto his neck and he couldn't breathe. So really, they're going to try to get away with, the defense is going to say, for the police officers, the defense is going to say he died from a heart attack and not what they did, but the heart attack was an effect of what those officers did to him.
Like, I haven't watched the video yet, but like I've heard about this multiple days in a row, so I have a pretty good grasp of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think it was definitely overstepped by the police officers. Like, it's a $20 bill. Why were they so aggressive? Like, I don't think, so far what I heard is he wasn't being aggressive towards them, and there's no need for that aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was a counterfeit $20 bill, like...
And here's one thing you hope, and it probably was, but you kind of hope it wasn't racially... it wasn't a racial issue that those cops had.
I think it was. I definitely believe that it was.
It most likely was, and I really hope it wasn't, but it definitely was.
I would like to bring up the officer who had his knee on his neck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a post the other day with his history of complaints against the police department in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Where this took place. He's had multiple like racial issues, issues with the public in the past, dating back, I think, as far as 2008.
So he has a history in this.
Yes, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he has a history in actions like this, toward like racist actions, and
I hope he gets locked in jail.
They were all fired, and rightfully so, but he definitely. Charges should be pressed, I think, and this issue should be addressed, and I don't know how to address it, but definitely not in the way that it's being addressed right now in the U.S.
Yeah, now, because of the riots, let's move on to that part now. I think the riots are quite stupid. People are burning and looting things in Minneapolis.
Oh,
that
LA
just seems
too.
so
LA.
uncivilized. Yeah. It's so uncivilized and unnecessary. How is that going to do anything? They're burning down people's places of work. They're putting people out of jobs and their homes.
Mm-hmm,
and innocent people, too.
Mm-hmm.
And so that doesn't make sense to me, how that gets back at these officers.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not, peaceful at all, especially, with...
It's gone to crap.
The whole virus thing going on right now, but definitely, I don't doubt them. I gotta give them credit for standing up in what they believe in.
Yeah, but I think they're going a little too far with...
That's a step too far.
No, okay, well, we shouldn't say all of them like that. I'm sure there were peaceful protesters there, and a few bad people may have,
Yeah, definitely, there was good intentions at the start, but there's been people who've thrown it out of proportions. But I definitely think if they, approach the government and approach these agencies who have been, who have complaints against them with racial profiling and all that sort of stuff, and been very, stern with what they want, definitely, you could see a lot of action there and, a plan drawn up and stuff like that, rather than these riots, right? But obviously, being aggressive about the what they want. So yeah, I guess that's what I think about it. But I mean, what do you think, Tyler? If they were to originally just talk to the government and these police agencies, would they be able to get the policy changed and the training changed or something like that?
I don't think so. One, I got 2 points on this. One, I don't think they would respond, and they would get barraged by. They would get barraged. They'd have. By all of these emails and calls, they'd be getting barraged. So, and 2 is I don't think people would do that anyways.
Yeah.
People, and a riot would break out anyways if that happened, because if the police were giving them the information they wanted, which I don't think they would, they'd riot anyways. So I think this is all unavoidable.
Interesting.
So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely, like, it depends on the region, too, and the history in the region when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because there's some police departments that are absolutely amazing, and then others that are very known for these kind of...
People keep saying F the police and all this stuff. I mean, there's a few bad apples. You know?
Yeah, there's a few
and they
apples.
paint a picture as every cop being racist and a bad person, but there's obviously good cops and loving and caring cops and cops who are not racist.
I mean, a lot of people go into that profession because they just love working with people and love helping people. So, like, they're not there to make somebody's day bad, like, you know?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think a big thing is also, like, the media uses pretty broad strokes when they're painting, like, picture of everybody, like politicians.
I'm sure the
police.
Media isn't helping in this situation.
No, they definitely blow things out of proportion.
It's good coverage, and it's crazy to see all the events going on in Minneapolis and Los Angeles, but they probably, don't get everything.
Yeah, that's for sure. They're in the business of being a business, so they gotta, if the bad stuff is what gets the views and gets the money, then that's what they're gonna chase, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the disappointing part, is the honesty of the media too, which honestly can also blow things out of proportion, but definitely like the things that are happening are truly out of proportion and not like, just the media.
Yeah.
But one thing the media hasn't been really covering, unless you really dig deep, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So through this whole pandemic, China has been trying to take away Hong Kong's rights through these new laws that basically eliminate Hong Kong from being...
Here's the thing. They're doing this because they know all of the virus now. And now, guess what? The media is blowing up over George Floyd, so nobody reports China.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, because I really don't trust the government over there. They're very shady, and they're not good for people.
Yeah,
they call themselves the People's Republic of China.
And the only people is the government.
Exactly. They hide stuff. They cover stuff up. They're not honest. They're a bad government.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't work in the sense that our government works, and I mean, sometimes there's stuff that our government hides, but a lot of stuff over there gets hidden, and definitely
the censorship, the internet is very censored over there. When you're over here, everything is available, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no censorship.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hong Kong is somewhat independent. I think it's like a satellite state or something.
Yeah. I think it's an autonomous region or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics, but
it's an administrative region.
Okay, yeah. So it's semi-autonomous.
Yeah,
but the biggest...
and same with Macau, I think, as well, right? Would I be right in saying that? Yeah.
Yeah. So big thing with Hong Kong is the people in Hong Kong feel separate from China, but China doesn't feel that way.
They don't like that.
So right now with these new laws on controlling Hong Kong, basically brings Hong Kong back into being a part of China and not a semi-autonomous state. So that's a issue right there. Definitely, because Hong Kong's been trying for a while to be independent and whatever. But the biggest thing in Hong Kong is shipping. There's a lot of export and import goes through Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big thing there.
Yeah.
And that's all I got on that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I got nothing else to comment.
Here's my favorite My favorite part now, the sports segment.
Oh, the sports. So, would you like me to start off with NHL news, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, we always do. We always go at NHL first, so.
Well, NHL is pretty big right now. So, the regular season's over. Gary Bettman, he announced a few days ago, regular season done. Standings are the standings. Mm-hmm. They will have a 2014 playoff with the playoff rounds.
So what we reported last week with the Sportsnet. What they put on that picture there, that image that was in the last week. That is the format that will be happening. That is the format. All right. Well, Simon, you should just put in that image again if they don't know what we're talking about.
Or they could definitely go check out last week's podcast.
I mean, they should do that anyway. Just give it a like, maybe. You don't have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely give it a like and subscribe. But
it's very complicated, all the stuff he was saying with the draft lottery and everything. So I can't really wrap my head around that.
So I'll get to the draft in a second. But it's undecided whether, the top 4 teams in the East and top 4 teams in the West, Boston, Washington, etc., whether they'll play each other or they'll just use those standings as they stand. But
I think it is they are playing for seeding.
Yeah, I think it's leaning definitely towards the seeding part, which should be very, very interesting.
And plus, it gives those teams something to do while the other teams play. It's not just they're waiting and they're trained and ready and the other teams are going to be tired. They're going to be ready.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
Both teams are going to be having played, right? So I think it's better that way.
Yeah, I definitely think so too, because it also gives teams like, I don't know, the Toronto Maple Leafs a chance to not play Boston in the first round of the playoffs. Or
if they make it there.
like stuff like that. And, there's some pretty exciting matchups. I know in the West the Battle of Alberta wouldn't happen until
Calgary versus Winnipeg is going on, and then Edmonton and Chicago.
Yes, I think Edmonton and Chicago will be a good matchup, but definitely Draisaitl and McDavid will,
Listen, they got postseason Patrick Kane.
That's
who they got to deal with.
That
he
is
might
true.
Be better than, don't crucify me for saying this. He might be better than McDavid.
He might be. I know.
Kane.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
We haven't seen much of postseason McDavid, so.
Yeah, that's true. But definitely, I think Edmonton might have a little bit of an upper hand over Chicago in that matchup.
Yes, I do.
But it still should be some good hockey. But I'd like to see. It'd be cool to see the Battle of Alberta in round 3.
Yeah, they'd have to play in round 3. Maybe 4. I don't know.
2.
3 or 4.
It's round 2.
No, it wouldn't be. Oh God! All this would be. Oh.
The play.
It's confusing me because do you count the first round? The play-in round is the first round or no?
No, the play-in round is the play-in round.
Okay, so they could play in round 2 then.
Yeah, the second round. Or
that doesn't make sense to me. They should just call that play-in round 1.
Play-in round, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter either way, but right now the way most people are calling it is round 1 is actually the first round with 16 teams.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in the East, Montreal and Pittsburgh would be
would be a good matchup to watch because, listen, Carey Price is healthy. He's rested.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of if Montreal's offense can show up. Because, Pittsburgh's got offense. And, Montreal's got decent defense with Shea Weber. So.
Yeah, and, Brendan Gallagher was a pretty big success for them this year, too.
Tom Tatar.
Yeah. The only thing is Max Domi, right now the way things are looking, they won't have him because he's in the high risk category for the virus with his diabetes. So that'd be interesting to see how that play out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely down a player there, right? But I don't know. Definitely some exciting matchups.
All over it, let me tell you. It'll be on every friggin' second I can get it to be on,
Oh yeah, definitely some late nights there. So the way the draft lottery is going to work this year is, I don't know. This is the basic thing. So in the playoffs, there are 7 teams that don't make it. No. Yeah, 7 teams that don't make it. So those bottom 7 teams, they all get 20% chance or high 20% chance of winning the lottery, pretty much. High teens, early 20s, low 20% chance. And then some of the teams who get knocked out in the first round, in the play-in round, will also get a shot at the first top 3 picks.
Yeah.
But if the top 3 picks go to teams that were in the play-in round, they will do a redraft. I think that is the basics of it, I think.
Yeah, it's very confusing, so I don't really know.
It's kind of confusing, but also very hopeful at the same time.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And that's, for the most part, that's most of the NHL news for this week.
Yeah, so MLB, all right? A lot of minor leaguers are getting laid off by teams. So what that means is they're basically done in professional baseball unless this thing ends and, they get signed back or drafted again. But a lot of minor leaguers are done. However, some teams, they are saying we're going to keep paying them, which is very, very noble considering. And some have even gone to say they're going to pay upwards of $400 a month or $400 a week, not a month. Jeez, $400 a week for each minor leaguer. And trust me, there's a ton of minor leaguers in MLB systems. So, that's really good. That's really good of them.
For sure.
And one pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, you may have heard of him, Simon. He was a former Blue Jay, David Price. He was in the Blue Jays, I think, in 2015 when they made their playoff run.
Yeah, I do remember that name.
He was traded to Los Angeles this off season. Part of the Mookie Betts trade. I think I told you about that one, huh?
Probably.
Yeah. So he's giving every minor leaguer in Los Angeles Dodgers farm system $1,000.
Oh, and nice.
Like I said, that is a lot, considering how many people are in these farm teams. It's very, very, very nice of him. Trust me, David Price. He's
balling. He must be balling.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, so that's disappointing that they're getting laid off, but money's money, and when money's tight, you gotta change something. So
that's very nice of them. All right, that's all I got on MLB this week.
I do have an MLB fact, though, Tyler.
Okay.
So did you know that there's no regulation size for stadiums? Other than the infield?
Technically, there is. There's supposed to be... The outfield fences are supposed to be a certain distance back, but not all stadiums comply with that.
No. I was told that the other day on the radio. I was listening to the radio, and the infield is regulated, but the outfield... I think the Astros...
Because it really depends, because...
The Astros is 400 feet, 400 and something feet, and Fenway Park is 280.
No, it's not that short, but it is pretty short. I mean, here's the thing, some teams don't have as much space. Some teams, the atmosphere is different. Because, for example, Coors Field in Denver, where the Colorado Rockies play, it's up higher. The balls travel farther, so the fence is further back.
Oh, yeah.
And, in Boston, they have that little triangle in center field. It goes back to 420 feet in center field at the deepest part. And then 330 in right and left over the Green Monster. So it's pretty crazy proportions. And, compared to the Blue Jays, they have a very almost symmetrical field. And I think the Dodgers actually do have a symmetrical field.
Yeah, I just found that very interesting how there's some teams with 400 feet and some teams have 300 something.
It's very cool how...
So definitely there's a home
Major League Baseball
advantage.
stadiums are compared to other sports. Because in NHL, all the arenas basically look the same. Same with NBA uses the same ones. NFL does too.
Yeah.
But baseball, there's always something different about them.
And I mean,
and that's what I like.
some of the fields are like 100 years old. Like Fenway Park is really old, right? Like,
and Wrigley Field. That and Wrigley Field. Those are the oldest ones.
yeah, so
in
like
Chicago.
you can't blame them for being a little bit shorter, or a little bit farther, right? Like,
yeah,
they've been around for that long. But I don't know. I just found that interesting because I'm definitely used to regulation size
it's very
fields.
cool how you can see all the city in the background and the roof's open, and there's some really cool stadiums they have made there for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, definitely a great.
Each team has their own flair. There's not one field that looks like the other, really.
Yeah, definitely, and I feel like the field and the experience in the field is definitely big, but I feel like in like other sports, the crowd base, like hockey, the crowd base, that experience is like the big drawing point to some of the cities.
Yeah. A lot of physicality in hockey, and a lot of people love hockey, all the action stuff. I'm one of them.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I just found that interesting how it varies. But this is a very interesting meme week.
Nice.
Wouldn't you say?
I would say.
So the first one you brought to my attention.
Yeah.
Would you care to elaborate?
Well, it's very big. I've seen it blow up over the past week. It's kind of the big swole Doge, and then the little smaller, like laying down, sitting down Doge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very popular. I've seen it on Reddit and Instagram and everywhere. It is just, it's just everywhere. So this one that we have on screen, it's pretty fun. I like this one. It's one of my favorite ones. It's basically just a then and now meme. That's all it is, really.
Yeah. I mean, then and now memes are very interesting in my opinion, but Doge, it's popped up a couple times maybe. I haven't been on Instagram that much lately, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's new. It's definitely a newer meme.
So what would you give the rating? Because I think personally, I'll give it. I'm kind of leaning towards a 7 out of 10. I think on the scale.
I don't really have a rating opinion. Like I don't know.
Have you not seen it enough to really give it a rating?
That is true. I have not seen enough to give it a rating.
All right. Well, what are your first impressions? Is it a good one? Do you enjoy it or no?
At first, I was like, "What's going on?" But now it's starting to pick up the pace. I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to skip ahead to the Family Guy meme, Tyler, because I saw this one on Reddit.
Yeah, there's a lot. This one used to be very popular, so I enjoyed it when it was there.
Yeah. I saw it on Reddit, and now it's on my Instagram.
You guys always act like you're better than me. That's a very popular Family Guy meme. Family Guy is the origin of a lot of memes, so this is just one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what's that show? Homer Simpson. Oh, The Simpsons. Yeah, they have a lot of memes.
Oh my gosh. You couldn't think of the show that Homer Simpson was in. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh my.
No.
Yeah.
So I definitely really like this. Probably 7. For sure.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.5.
6.5. Nice.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to 0.5s. All right, I'm bringing them out.
Bringing out the 0.5s.
Yes, sir.
They can sometimes make all the difference.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. Next one we got is the Detroit. You can't have crap in Detroit meme. I like these ones. They used to be popular, and I think I've seen them a few of them now. Right? They're getting popular again.
It just came up on Reddit.
Yeah,
I was going through Reddit /memes, and I saw it, and I was like, "That's so it's." I was probably one of the first times.
I know one that somebody stole a guy's front porch.
I saw the toilet one.
In Detroit.
I saw a toilet one, like a house one.
Did you see the front porch one though?
No, I didn't see this front porch one. But
Like it was an actual thing. Like I don't know if those other ones are true, but like the front porch one was an actual news story. Let's see if I can find it. Detroit front porch stolen. All right, yeah, it's already there. Detroit man says his porch was stolen. Photo goes viral. So yeah, that is an actual news story.
I don't know. We get a lot of.
Oh, actually, he admitted it was fake. Okay. Well, I guess that's why he searched these things up, but it's still a funny thing, anyways, nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It's also like the water thing in Flint isn't anything to laugh about, but like it's kind of related to that, I guess. But yeah, Detroit. I don't know. When it comes to stealing and stuff, it's kind of sketchy.
I'll give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoy it.
Probably an 8 because I saw a bunch of these in a row and I was just like kind of dying. Like it was just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. This next one I think is really funny too, though. Like the lifespan meme.
Yeah. Even the guy's reaction, how he's crying, that's a very popular meme in and of itself, you know.
Yeah, it's just a perfect combination, you know.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy this one, and you know I enjoy The Rock, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Rock lived 45 to 46 years. I mean, that's funny.
Yeah. No, definitely. I saw like a Fortnite one. It's like how long does garbage last? And it's like 1,000 years, like stuff like that. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. This one's a really good one. It's a good combination of the two formats. Probably. I don't know. 8, solid.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5 again. You know, I'm feeling confident about this one.
You're pretty liberal about those 0.5s.
Oh yeah, I know. I came up with them today. I'm like, you know what? We're bringing out the decimal points, so I'm gonna use them. You know, I'm not gonna go conservative on them. I'm bringing them out.
Radian mode next week, maybe.
Oh God, I give that thing 2 pi out of
2 pi is 2 pi. Oh, so wow.
Yeah, 6.28
so just pi?
out of 4.
Ooh. Nice. All right, so yeah, music time. I think it's time for us to get our jam on. And this week it's pop punk week this week, and I don't know if this is part 1 of pop punk week or like what, but this week we're doing pop punk.
Okay.
Definitely one of my more listened to genres. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. You're a pop punk guy, huh?
I am. I do like my classics. You know, my classic rock. But pop punk, I find that motivating for me. Some of the pop punk.
Okay.
Like it's just kind of, it's not motivating and like it's motivating, but it's like sunshine and rainbows motivating kind of. I don't know. It's like a happy motivation.
All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it. Memory by Sugar Cult. I don't know. It just makes me happy listening to it.
I've never heard it before, so I mean, you're gonna have to talk about this one.
I mean, I don't know. I've listened to it a couple times on Spotify. I don't know. It draws my attention in, and I like listening to it. And I would suggest giving it a listen. I mean, and most of those songs.
All right, I will.
Yeah.
I usually listen to the songs just to see if I know them before we record.
About the only one you probably will know is third, like a little bit further down on the list.
All right.
Yeah. So Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous is actually like a book. This is a real book, but this song is complaining about the lifestyles of the rich and famous and how they don't understand the struggles. Which, I mean, it kind of bashes them a little bit about living on the street and stuff like that, and not having all those luxuries and stuff. But I don't know. It's kind of a goal setting. Like it makes me want to achieve stuff, and I don't know why it makes me feel that. But at the same time, it's also just a song that I really enjoy, and like kind of like started from the bottom, now I'm here story, kind of.
Drake.
Drake, yeah, I gotta bring him in. He's I don't know, his music's pretty
It's like a
inspirational too, I
tan
gotta
graph.
say. Huh?
It's like a tan graph, you know?
It's very much like a tan graph.
Yes, sir.
Well, the left side of a tan graph, I must say.
Only true trig people know. Only true trigonometry people will get it.
You know, comment down below if you understand the tan graph joke. Subscribe if you understand the tan graph joke too. But also subscribe if you listen to this at all.
Subscribe anyways if you're even at this point in the video.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing out if you're not subscribed.
They probably fell asleep and they're just watching this on autoplay. And I'm not mad, get those views up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a motivational song. It gets me to achieve stuff and, do a little bit better each day. And I don't know. It's also like a fun, like the beat to it is very fun and like enjoyable to listen to. So I just, I thought I'd put it on the list and, it's kind of stuck in my head right now. It's a bop. It's a sunshine bop. Like I listen to it when it's sunny out, sort of thing. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So this next one you may know. It's called The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy Eat World is a couple.
I do not know this one. I listened to it and I do not know it. So.
Well, Tyler, you just gotta take some time. That's a reference to the song.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So, in the middle, pretty popular song. It's upbeat and happy too. That's why I like listening to it. Well, up front, I guess it's upbeat and happy, but it just tells you,
yeah,
it'll be all right.
Yeah, I haven't listened to any of these ones that you've got on there. I don't know them, so.
Yeah. Well, if I picked, so I'm gonna jump to the bottom of the list because I would say if I did pick a different song from the album Dookie by Green Day, you probably would know it. But this is Longview by Green Day, and the intro to this is just amazing. Like, I don't know, the drums and the bass in the intro, it slaps. Get it?
Fair assessment? Fair assessment?
Bass slapping the bass. Anyways. Yeah, so
I'm not laughing.
Dookie is my favorite album by Green Day.
Oh, okay.
So just saying. So I gotta throw Longview on there. It's one of my favorite Green Day songs, I gotta say. And yeah.
Yeah, they're a good band.
Yeah, they are. They're some of their stuff. I mean, I really like Trey Cool and their drummer. And he's very good. And Billy Joel Armstrong there. He's just musically talented. Like Dave Grohl, he's musically talented too. But Dave Grohl's from the Foo Fighters. And I don't know. They're just a good musical band. Like musically, they're very talented and a good band. And I just had to put them on the list. And I'm sure we'll see them in the future on the list too. And this last one is Blink-182's "Damn It." Now, Damn It.
Hold on. You can't swear.
I'm not. It's just a song title.
I know. I'm joking.
Okay. We're trying to keep it PG.
Yeah, we don't want to get demonetized, even though we can't get money in the first place.
Yeah. Subscribe because we need those 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. And we need the watch time. So also, if you just want to go to bed while watching all of these, we can get like a few hours each night.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Definitely watch time is. And we need some of that too.
But, so you need subscribers and watch time. I've done my research, Simon.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not in it for the fans. I'm in it for the money, Simon. I'll have you know right now.
Hey, whatever.
I'm joking.
Yeah. So, damn it. It's. I don't know, it talks about his age and stuff like that, and it kind of gets me to think a little bit, but it's also a fun song to sing along to. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I would add it, because,
that's fair.
It's a fair assessment. If I like the song, it's gonna get added to my list. So I don't know, man. It was just a good
So
song,
that's
and I'm
it,
gonna.
huh, for your songs?
Yeah, that's it for my songs. But all these songs, I'm gonna have to go listen to right after we finish recording because they're all just good songs, and I just like getting stuff done while listening to them. And definitely like pop punk is like definitely 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it.
and
I'm
2000s.
thinking early 2000. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that age of music I really enjoy. Along with like the 70s. 70s rock is just it's so clean and crisp, and I
I
just
like.
love it.
We got a little bit different tastes in music, but I respect your tastes. I don't judge.
Hey, we got some crossover in taste too,
Except,
Tyler.
except if you like country music, then I judge. Or K-pop, then I judge. So, sorry.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, you know, if you like music in general, you gotta like some other genres too. So
Yeah, that's true.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
What happened to the short episode of last week, huh? This one's getting up there, isn't it?
Damn it, damn it, Jennifer Russell, you had so much stuff to announce that we had to report.
Yeah.
And
A lot of big news, so.
dang it, Gary Bettman.
Gary.
let's
Gary.
boo Gary Bettman
I
because
already
this
do
episode
anyways.
is long. Because of the
People
length
already
of
do
this,
that.
the length of the episode, we'll boo Gary Bettman because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next part is Tyler's shows of the week. I got a theme as well, Simon. You got the pop punk theme?
Yes.
Well, guess what? I got the Avengers week, all right?
Dang, we really
So all
like
of
them
these,
Avengers though.
I do. I love the Avengers. I got all movies with Avengers in them this week.
Mhm.
So the first one is Avengers Endgame, and that one's not actually on Netflix, but it is a great movie. I don't know if it's better than Infinity War, but it's still a good movie, and I know you've seen it, Simon. We saw it in theaters together with a few other buddies.
That was a time and a half. I gotta say,
Great
like that was.
experience. I remember when we tried to get tickets for it right when it came out, and the website Cineplex crashed.
Yeah, because so many people were trying to get it across Canada.
Mhm. So we're lucky we got like some of the last tickets available for all of us. We got a big group of us, so yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very good movie.
The audio was so loud in that theater that it like literally rocked the chair.
I mean, yeah. They I love the Marvel movies, so I'm excited to see the new phase. I think it's they got phases of Marvel movies. It's like phase 3 now or phase 2 that's coming up.
Oh god, don't mention the phases. Might turn into PTSD
geez.
Chihuahua.
Oh boy, last week's me. Was that last week?
Or the week before.
It was one of those two.
I don't know. Somebody go back and check it out and comment down below the timestamp on what week it was.
Yeah. All right. Well, next one is on Netflix. So it's Iron Man 2, and personally, I haven't seen it. I'm just gonna put it out there, but it's very high rated, and I'm going to watch all these movies because everybody's got free time, right? So,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, less and less, which is good actually. But I might have to change up my thing. Maybe Tyler's games of the week, video gaming. Ooh, that could be it. Upcoming weeks, guys. Maybe. Just a little spoiler.
Ooh, Tyler changing it up.
Okay. But yeah, I haven't actually seen this one. But I know Iron Man 2 is on Netflix, so it's one of the older Avengers films. Not even Avengers, really. It's just Iron Man. It's from 2010, so. But yeah, it's got good reviews, and, Tony Stark, and he's a good, likable character. Robert Downey Jr. plays him, of course. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one I have seen, it's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And they also have the sequel on Netflix, but this week I'm just going to be talking about Ant-Man, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Very good concept. I love the concept of Ant-Man. He can go bigger or smaller, but they focus really on the small part, I guess, in this movie, huh? That's why they call it Ant-Man, huh? Yeah. But yeah, so I enjoyed the movie. Have you seen this one, Simon?
I have not watched Ant-Man, no.
Yeah, I like Ant-Man, and I thought it was a really funny and good movie. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not really funny, but I love the action movies. So, and the cast, you got Paul Rudd. I love him. No homo, but I love his
Yeah.
acting. So that really puts the nail in the coffin for me, huh? I thought it was a good movie. So yeah, next one I got is a Spider-Man movie. I tried to get a different
Mm-hmm.
superheroes. So this one's Spider-Man: Homecoming. And have you seen this one, though?
I didn't. I missed out on Spider-Man: Homecoming when
Man,
I was
you're
in
lacking.
theaters.
You're lacking.
I'm lacking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a friggin' I love the Spider-Man movies, and I think Tom Holland plays a great Spider-Man. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? Do you like Andrew Garfield or the other one? I can't remember his name.
Yes, the other one in the movie I haven't watched. I haven't. I don't remember watching any movies with him in it. Let me just see here. Maybe I have.
Yeah, but this one was a good one, so I thought it was really good. It kind
Oh
of
yes, Hacksaw Ridge. Who did he play in
what?
Hacksaw Ridge? Oh yes, he
Tom
played.
Holland?
No, Andrew Garfield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he played. Oh, what is it? Doss.
Tobey Maguire was the other one, Simon.
Tobey
The
Maguire.
other
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So
Yeah, they got
I love Hacksaw
Spider-Man, Andrew
Ridge.
Garfield, and Tom Holland. Okay, maybe I'll. Is it on Netflix though?
Hacksaw Ridge. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I'll have to do my research. Maybe it'll be in next week if I've watched it. If I watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely you should check it out if you like. It's on Netflix.
All right, but yeah, so Spider-Man: Homecoming, it's it's good. So he it's really cool to see how he's still like a high school student, and
Mm-hmm.
he has to balance being a superhero and being a high school kid.
So
So
basically, my life.
really, Simon, what's your superhero name?
uh, I don't know. I can't disclose that information.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
figure it out. Okay, I'll figure it out. But yeah, I like how really all of these movies I'm talking about led up to Infinity War and Endgame, and I thought that was really cool that they did that. It's not just like a one and done movie. These like events in the movies actually led up to Infinity War and Endgame, and
Mm-hmm.
um, they sort of spoiled Infinity War. I could say the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you've seen that one, I'll put it in the next week's. But yeah. So, anyways, that's enough for that one. And my last one on here is Avengers: Age of Ultron. So this is one like it's like Infinity War and Endgame. It has all of the Avengers in it, like most of them. So
Mm-hmm.
I also haven't seen this one before, but it's from 2015, so it's not that long ago. And it features all the superheroes really.
Yeah.
It's I just love the Avengers movies and all the action movies. They've really done a good job. So I mean, I'm putting that one on there now because I know I would like the movie, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just right up my alley. So that one and Iron Man 2, I'm gonna be watching those this week. I'm just finishing up The Last Dance. I haven't really binged it, and the episodes are like an hour, so I've been watching like one every few days if I have time from all the schoolwork, right? So it's gonna be tough to see me watching all these things, but I'll try to get it done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, well that's it for that. So,
Yeah,
and
I think
Simon, I see.
this.
What is this note under? What does that note mean?
These are all true story, kids.
Okay, yeah,
I gotta
they are
say,
true
these are all true
stories.
stories.
Iron Man is real. He's it's
I'm
not just a
secretly
Fortnite.
Iron Man.
What? Oh,
What?
so you're okay. Wait, then how? Actually, I shouldn't say too much, but
Careful when you're
I
around me if I snap.
I'll take that as a warning then.
Yeah, you better.
That's a threat. I'm calling the police. All right, but yeah, that's it for this week. So thanks if you're still listening. Thank you for listening and watching.
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun this week. Definitely
Be
a longer
sure to check
episode.
out our social medias. Our Discord is in the description, as well as our Instagram. We post behind the scenes footage on our Instagram, and you can actually hear us right now. We are on our Discord. In chat, there's a few people in here. There is 6 others that we have. And we're thinking next week we'll maybe get a guest, and we could start that.
Yeah, we could
spice things up a bit.
Get a guest segment going here.
Yeah, and I think that'd be cool. It'd add a little original, a little flair into the podcast. So that's coming next week. So get ready for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in our Discord you can hear us making the podcast live. So that's pretty cool. If you can get a preview and then pre-edited version, and all our mess ups that happen that get edited out. And
what mess ups?
There's a ton.
What are you talking about?
It's only me though. It's not you, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So yeah.